Good afternoon, 34 minutes on top of the hour, 2 p.m. My name is CHACHA TOBIAS. This is Swechotv 1 p.m. News Bulletins. Thank you so much for choosing and making Swechotv to be a favorite TV and for news. And this afternoon, you have quite a lot lined up for you. Make sure that you stay tuned from the beginning of this broadcast to the end, and we shall not take that for granted. And to begin with this afternoon, President William Ruto has lauded the Nyota program, emphasizing its transformative impact on young entrepreneurs across the nation. And Ruto addressed initial skepticism regarding the Kenya shillings 25,000 grant, asserting that the program's success has clearly demonstrated its potential.
In the hundreds of thousands of young people listening to me today, assembled in different parts of our republic, we have 66,000 young people assembled today in different venues in our republic. We are engaging 122,000 young people today, and we are going to fund them in a few hours. We are going to spend close to 3 billion Kenyan shillings. Ninasema hivi, Kenya mzima, mimi najivunia vijana wa Nyota. Hawajatuangusha, hawajatuaibisha. They have made us proud. Wale vijana wote waliopata nafasi ya kwanza ya kupatiwa 25,000, mimi nawapa kongole, pongezi, congratulations, you have made us proud. Wale ambao hawakuwaamini, waliwaambia hiyo pesa ni kidogo, waliwaambia haifai, nyinyi kupitia kwa bidii yenu, kujitolea kwenu, mumetuweka madaha. Sisi leo tunawafurahia, tunawapigia saluti.
And away from that, now Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu has cautioned the Independent Electoral Commissions against bias and unprofessional conduct in the lead-up to the 2027 general election. Mwilu urged the electoral body to conduct the polls with integrity, warning that any failure to uphold fairness and transparency could undermine public confidence in the commission. Meanwhile, IEBC Chairperson Erastus Ndung'u pledged to deliver a credible electoral process before, during and after the 2027 elections. He also called on political parties and other stakeholders to strictly adhere to the laws governing elections, campaigns and the electoral process. Watch.
Public servant to every public institutions. My hope is you will lead the team in a manner not previously led. The of an electoral justice system lies in whether disputes are resolved fairly, promptly, and credibly throughout the electoral cycle.
If we fail in an election, a national election, especially one that threatens to be as divisive as the one that is upcoming, we will all sink.
I encourage our friends in the IEBC and its partners to address key challenges: gaps in public awareness, stakeholder engagement.
The level of trust in elections will be much lower if the judiciary does not play its role.
The Election Offences Act further gives the DPP power to order investigations and prosecute election offences.
We need to restore sanity in our electoral processes as we move towards 2027. These small incidences are a precursor of what is likely to happen in 2027.
And moving on away from that, at the same time, the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission has warned that it may postpone or cancel next Thursday all Kalu by-elections following widespread allegation of voter bribery and election-related violence that left one person dead. Speaking during the launch of the 2022 pre-election dispute resolution report, IEBC chairperson Erastus Endungeth Kon expressed concern over claims of massive voter bribery and that alleged use of state machinery to influence voters. The commission also warned that candidates found culpable of electoral offences, including bribery and violence, risk disqualification from the race. Watch.
Confrontation late in the night resulted in the death of one person. I've also been alerted of the presence of state officials in Olkalau, which is not a problem as long as they are doing their ordinary duties. But where they are there to interfere, that is also very unfortunate. Proper remedies shall apply, and up to, including disqualifying some of those candidates. These small incidences are a precursor of what is likely to happen in 2027. And we cannot allow that. We find that the environment is not conducive enough for us to conclude the by-election in Olkalau. We will be left with no choice other than to take the most unfortunate and drastic step of postponing the elections in Olkalau. And if that's not enough, we will cancel it altogether.
Mbunge mwenye tatutatulia tatizo ya hii vijana na ya mama tutafurahia.
Ningetaka mbunge analeta youth empowerment, mwenye analeta development kutoka roads.
Kama ni glau ya kuchezea vijana hapa kazi yao wanasema ni kula darada. Sisi tunataka hiyo glau watuletee.
And of course, from that news brings us to our first commercial break here at Swechotv Kenya. Make sure that you follow all our social media platforms on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, and on Twitter. We are taking a very short commercial break. I will be back. Don't go far away. Stay tuned. Very nice. Now moving on, and because after that, welcome from that short commercial break. Indeed, that was short. And moving on this afternoon is that Matters Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba has confirmed that the special task force established to investigate the rising wave of school unrest across the country will be gazetted within the next 2 weeks. Ogamba said the multi-stakeholder team, which will for the first time include students and parents, will traverse the countries collecting views and recommendations before submitting its report within 90 days. The CS also warned that those found to have mastermind incidents of school unrest will face the full force of the law.
Issues that we need to deal with as a society, and as I said, it is not something that one person or one sector of society can deal with. All of us as a society as a whole have to face it and deal with it so that we can be able to resolve it. A multi-stakeholder team that we are setting up, it should be gazetted in the next 1 or 2 weeks so that they can start work, and with it we are hoping that we'll be able to root out the problem that has bedeviled this sector relating to unrest that goes to 1902. That's when it started in this country. So we are saying that this time we need to go deeper.
Yet and urgent practical steps that can be taken to help enhance this. One is just ensuring that, for instance, we implement recommendations that were previously given with other commissions, task forces.
And now to our last bulletin this afternoon. Police have arrested a grade 9 student as the prime suspect in the murder of 2 young girls aged 4 and 5 in Nkura village, Kisii South. Anna Bahati and Stace Nyanchama disappeared while playing on Tuesday evening, only for their bodies to be discovered hours later in a banana plantation. Umeona bado tuko kwa school unrest.
Wakatoka wakaniambia mami tunaenda kucheza, alafu kufika saa 12:30 dada zake walikuwa shapika. Nikaambia mmoja aende utafute mtoto aje tule. Alipoenda akapata hayuko.
Auntie alikuja akaniuliza kama tumeona mtoto, so tukazunguka tukaenda tukaweka report. Before tuweke report ndio tulikuja tukapata watoto wamewekwa ndani ya gunia wametupwa. Asubuhi ya leo tumeamka, mali walikuwa wametupwa tukapata slippers zao ziko ndani ya choo. Next mali wametupwa kwa compound fulani imefensiwa.
Fika huko kwa police station, kukaa kidogo tukapigiwa simu. Watoto wamepatikana wako ndani ya gunia wote wawili.
Sasa tukaanza kung'ang'ana kutafuta. Kidogo tu nikaambia mama mwingine hapa mahali mnanipeleka miro yangu imekata. Mtoto wangu sioni kama ako hapa juu. Hapa chini mmeangalia hiyo randi nyingine. Kukata hiyo mdomo nini wakaanza kupiga nduru.
Wenye wamekufa mmoja ni kazini yangu na mwingine ni jirani Batua na ananiita anko. Nilipip kwa hiyo fence. Nikaona mtoto mmoja Bahati alikuwa amewekwa kwa gunia ndani, huru bag, so painful. Alafu na mwingine Stacy alikuwa amelala tu lifelessly.
Wafanye tu tupate haki ya hawa watoto, maana ni watoto wachanga sana. Na wa reinforce security kwa hii ward yetu ya Bomre.
And of course, that is a very sad story, and that news brings us to the end of our broadcast here at Swechotv 1 p.m. News Bulletins. Thank you so much for staying tuned from the beginning of this broadcast to the end. And for those news in detail, make sure that you visit all our social media platforms on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on X, and on YouTube at Swechotv. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so that every time we upload a new video, you become the first to be notified. And from our studio, we say good afternoon until next time. Bye-bye for now.